We're live? Are we really live? I don't know if I can even trust that. What's up, guys? Abbie here. Tell me if you can see me and hear me now. I have been having some serious technical difficulties with this camera to the point where I had to use my laptop to, okay, great, you can see me, awesome. I had an external webcam set up to like point back at me at the desk like I usually do, but it wasn't recognizing for some reason. So we're going to do it on the actual laptop. And for now, I'm just going to be working on my written manuscript because I'm filming myself right now with the laptop. So improvise, right? What a way to start our writing retreat. Gosh, I saw somebody say Murphy's Law. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. Thank you guys so much for showing up and for being patient with me while I worked out those technical difficulties. I'm so glad to see all your smiling faces today on the live stream, and I can't wait to get started. So, first things first, you guys are here because we have been talking about doing a writing retreat, and the writing retreat is super chill. It's basically whatever you want it to be, you know? It's not any set word count challenge or anything like that. It's just intended to help you to show up for yourself every day for 30 days in a row this month and try to accomplish a writing goal of your choice. So my writing goal is to completely rewrite this book right here. And this actually isn't the whole thing. This is like probably 2/3 of it. And this is a book that I wrote in 2016. I wrote the first draft of it, so it's kind of a mess. But I'm looking forward to writing it and rewriting it and revising it and making it something beautiful that I can share with you guys. So I'm going to be working on that today. And because my technical difficulties messed me up, I'm not going to be writing new stuff. I'm just going to be going through the old stuff. And probably at some point I might grab my laptop and do some writing on there. We'll see. But anyway, the way that these live streams are structured is you guys and all of us write for about 25 minutes. Then we take a small break where we chat about our stories and I answer your questions. And we're going to do 3 writing sprints like that, and 25 minutes each, 5 to 10 minutes off. And yeah, that will be our 2-hour writing session. So let's get started. I'm going to set a timer on my iPad because I feel like I'm using my laptop for too many things. So let's do it on the iPad. And that way we can actually all see it. Timer. Okay, so 25 minutes on the iPad. I'm going to set this aside and let's begin. And then during the break, we can chat about our stories, okay? And if you are in the Discord community, by the way, guys, if you're in the Discord community, I'm going to go ahead and start a sprint there. And the way you get into the Discord community, if you're not in there, is to join my Patreon at any level. So I just started a writing sprint in the writing sprints area of the Discord. So if you're hanging out in there, you can join that. I'm going to go ahead and join it. I'm just going to say that I have 0 words, but I'm obviously not writing. I'm revising. Okay, let's go. Oh, I guess I said I was going to do that in 5 minutes, but whatever. It's a little bit off because I'm discombobulated. Let's get started. First timer. Writing sprint number 1. Just finished. Tell me how it went in the chat. I think the writing sprint on the Discord is probably going to go for a few minutes longer because I started it kind of late. I delayed it 5 minutes when I sent it. So you guys are probably still writing in the Discord, but when that finishes up, you can... But I did go through a whole chapter, so I'm happy with that. There weren't too many edits because I actually really like this conversation. And pretty much all the dialogue is staying. It's basically just a chapter of dialogue. But I changed a few things. And now I'm looking at a new little flashback that I actually wrote recently and I didn't finish. So I might actually finish writing that by hand. I've started writing by hand a little bit more lately, and it's pretty fun. Also, as we were writing, it started raining outside, and the birds are still singing, and it's just like so, such a great writing atmosphere. I can hear the songbirds and the rain, and it's just perfect writing weather. Okay, looks like you guys got a lot of words in. Awesome, 1,000 words. Wow. 900, 600, 388, 390, 522. Awesome. Congratulations, guys. Great job. I'm so glad that you all are here and writing and getting after it. Day 1. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break and I'm going to answer a few questions and then we're going to get into writing sprint number 2. Let's see. Here's a question from Rebecca. I'm planning on printing out my manuscript to edit too. How do you format your manuscript to print so that you have lots of room to make edits but not waste too much paper? That's a great question. Those technical things are just like, they're so important, but you don't even think about them until you arrive at that stage of the process. What I do is I print out my new manuscript in a font that is easy to read. So this one is, I think, Laura, L-O-R-A. That font is what I have printed this in. I also like Adobe Garamond Pro. It is easy to read. I usually pick a standard, easy to read font like that. And I usually do like size 12 and 1.5 spacing. So not too big of spaces, but enough space that I can like write in the margins. So like you can kind of see here on my manuscript that I've written in between the lines, and that is really helpful. You want to make sure that you have enough room to write in between the lines. But I also do things like I go through the document and make sure that each chapter starts like at the top of the page and doesn't have like a bunch of blank space. And I try to just eliminate too much blank space whenever I can, so that I'm not printing out like extra pages with only like one line on them, you know? So going through it and formatting that can be helpful. Also, sometimes I will have a chapter break and I'll just put like a line so that the next chapter can begin on the same page. So that way it's not wasting extra paper. Okay, also some printers, I don't really know how to do this, but some printers can print double-sided. So that's another thing you might want to look into doing. Let's see. Do you have any videos on anti-villains? No, I don't. I've recently saw something about anti-villains and I'm like, huh, that's an interesting concept and I haven't really looked into it a whole lot, but I will do that, definitely. I will look into that and maybe I'll make a video about it. Harmony Writes says, I'm writing a fiction novel and I have no clue what my plot is going to be. I have the setting, but I'm a planned story idea. And it's called, I think it's called What to Write About When You Have No Ideas. And in that video, I share my story smoothie method, which is basically like drawing inspiration from various different stories that you love and like taking the different aspects of those stories that inspire you and kind of like blending them together into a unique smoothie of your own that is your own unique story idea. And it's unrecognizable from the sources that you drew inspiration from, but it's something that you can get excited about. And it's so much more exciting, in my opinion, than writing prompts, because writing prompts they're okay, but they like don't have internal conflict. So how can you get excited about them, you know? But ultimately, like, I think you have to write the story that you want to read. So if there is any story out there that you're like, oh man, I wish that there was a story like this, but had this element and, you know, these kinds of characters and this type of setting, like, explore that, you know? Also, sometimes writing prompts can be helpful, but I like drawing inspiration from things that I know I get excited about. So hopefully that helps. Check out that video for sure. Okay, let's see. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Any tips on finishing a novel as a tragedy? So I don't write a lot of tragedies because I'm that happily ever after person. But I think that tragedies can definitely have a very thought-provoking dynamic to them. So basically with a tragedy, a lot of times you're writing a negative character arc, and I have a couple of videos on my channel about negative character arcs, which if you're writing a negative character arc, definitely check them out. One is like all of the aspects of the character arc itself, and then the second part video is case studies. And basically what happens in a tragic story, if it has a tragic ending, usually it's because the characters didn't come to a realization of truth, and instead their lie took root and basically destroyed them. So it can definitely carry like a really powerful message. So I think that tragic storylines can be interesting to explore. I usually like happy endings, but that's just me, to each their own. But definitely check out my video on negative character arcs, because that sounds like it would help you a lot. Super chat just came in. Thank you so much from Layla Song. And by the way, guys, I forgot to mention this, but if you're new around here, super chat is a fun way to support what I'm doing on my channel while we're here on the live stream, and it's the $ icon next to the chat box. All of the donations go directly to supporting my channel and supporting my content, so I can continue delivering amazing videos and content to you guys every week. So thank you again to everyone who gives super chat today. Layla says, how do you stop from editing during the first draft? This is hard. I'm not gonna lie. This is like, I do this a lot. I have a hard time not editing when I'm writing the first draft. But over the years, I've kind of adapted to be okay with that. And I understand, like, if it slows you down and you really want to just like crank out the words, there are ways to avoid it. My favorite way to avoid it is to use Tool. And basically what that does is it just focuses this one paragraph or this one line that you're writing, and all the rest is like grayed over. So everything that you've written previously is like grayed over, and you can't really it's not as in your face, so you don't feel the need to scroll back and read it. You like can't read it unless you scroll back, and then it highlights itself. But it helps to keep your focus like on this one highlighted paragraph or this one highlighted line. So I find that to be super helpful. But as far as like just as a general rule, more and more over the past few years, I have edited as I write the first draft, and it actually helps me. Like, it makes me feel more confident in what I'm writing, and I actually like it better. And I noticed that if I feel more confident in what I've just written, like, okay, that was good, I edited it a little bit and it's good now, then I feel more excited to move forward. So I would say just gauge it. Like, just because other writers may tell you don't edit while you're writing the first draft doesn't mean it's the best thing necessarily for you. So see what works best for you. I can understand if you want to write really fast, not wanting to go back and read things, but it's really a preference thing. let's see. Oh, another super chat came in from Dark Solid X. Abbie, I know my problem. I have trouble writing chemistry between the characters, whether it's friend or foe, and make it interesting. Any advice? So, chemistry between characters. It's one of those things that's like subtext. It's difficult to get a grip on it, you know? But I think it comes from really establishing each character's voice and their personality and their relationships with each other. So this is something that I've recently started doing in addition to all my other outlining. And I actually haven't talked about this on my channel at all. So this is like brand new technique that I'm sharing, but I'm sure other people have done it. So I don't claim any special rights to it. And basically what it is to write out a kind of an outline separately of a character's relationship with another character. So it could be anybody. It could be a love interest's relationship, or it could be a brother-sister relationship, mother-daughter relationship, father-son relationship, any relationship that you have going on in your book that you're going to be exploring a lot of. What is their relationship like? How do they see each other? What are the issues that they have with each other? What are the miscommunications they may have? How do they think the other person looks at them, and vice versa? And this is something I started doing actually for this book right here that I'm revising, because I wanted to explore the nuances of all my characters' relationships without necessarily like figuring out, okay, where do I put that in the outline? Like, I just want it to kind of exist, you know? Like, if you're stepping into this world and these characters have been around for a long time, having these relationships with each other. So that's just my brief explanation of how to do that. I definitely recommend trying that out. I think it will help you a lot. Okay, one more question, then we're going to get into our next sprint. From Aaliyah Starr. Any thoughts on how to plot a series of novellas as a type of TV episodes in a season, but writing? I think it can really help you to strengthen the structure of each piece. And actually, that's something that I've been exploring a little bit with the book that I'm co-writing with my sister. And it's just the structure of it is kind of in my mind, I'm seeing it a little bit like a season of a TV series, and each episode being like, there being multiple episodes in the book. So basically it depends on like the style and the structure that you're going with, but making sure that each episode has a clear beginning, middle, and ending. Okay, a clear inciting incident, something that kicks off the action and then builds tension, and then maybe towards the midpoint we have like a crossroads moment, sort of like how I talk about in the scene card video. And then you have characters making decisions, maybe the right decisions, maybe the wrong decisions, and eventually coming to a new conclusion. Okay, they come to a new place. And each episode should change the game. Okay, so something should change in each episode. Something should make progress or move forward, and we should feel like something's always changing in the story. Hopefully that helps. Also, check out my my video on story study guides, because in that video I share a study guide on how to study your favorite TV shows. And just studying and analyzing your favorite TV shows might help you to see the structure behind them. Okay, so try that out too. Okay, let's go into our next sprint, because I've been talking for like 15 minutes and you guys are probably like, come on. Okay, I'm going to set up a new sprint in Discord. Wow, lots of people in the Discord community writing. Awesome. I didn't even look at that because I was too busy talking. Okay, we're going to, whoops, I don't want that. We're going to start a new sprint. For 25 minutes. Okay. Let's get started. I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna join, and I guess I didn't even like post my finished word count, so it looks like I did nothing. But you guys know what I'm doing. Okay, 25 minutes on the timer again. Let's get started.